Coaches, players, this session is just looking at attacking frameworks really, attacking patterns, what we tend to do off scrum and line out, which is different. You know, scrum play, you've got 8 players in a small area of the pitch, so you've got the space created for you. It's then how you best utilise that in order to create further space or line break opportunity. And then line outs, obviously everybody's on their feet, how you look to create space to then attack space. That'll be the focus of the session. As you'll see, that some of them are strike plays used, some of them are kind of general team plays, which are 2 or 3 phases. This is where, as a coach, you can be creative and come up with your ideas, working with your players in order to come up with the problem or the solution to creating an effective line break. So this is something where you need to interact with your players to come up with ideas and then see what works and what doesn't work on the pitch. So you 7, line out attacking first, give me a D, but again the D's passive, all right? Let's make sure again, let's look to getting good habits on our D, so we might as well work the right side of the ball. Let's make sure, if you're the man that's done the two-handed, you go down on one knee. We make sure we get the guy in behind. Let's make sure we have the sweeper operating. Where does that cut need to happen? Where did it happen? It happened here. Have a look at where your visual cues are. Okay? If we're going to hit back down the short side, we've got to drag them across. You've got to show them the magic trick. Come on. Don't forget, Willie, you've got to buy time to bring the short runner into the equation. If you don't show them the trick, they'll never take it.
What we're looking to achieve from this line out is show them the magic trick in the middle of the pitch. You'll see the player drag the opposition across, play back to another attacker, looking to isolate the end defenders on the outside with a 3-on-2, and then pick the right decision and attack the space, and then either effect a line break or at worst create a breakdown.
Pass, come on. Great, Robert, great space to hit.
Another example of attacking shape and attacking play off the line out, which again just emphasises the fact that we're trying to identify and create and drag defenders into one area of the pitch and then attack a different area where there is more space. In this instance, we've attacked down the short side, 3-on-2, quick breakdown. It's then about realignment and working onto the ball in the outside channels. Whilst those 3 are working as a triangle to ensure they look after the ball, the remaining 4 players need to be maintaining their depth, their realignment to ensure they can hit onto the ball at the appropriate place and put the appropriate play on. This again allows the players to work on their triangles in the contact area, as well as also work on their realignment, their ability to hit onto the ball, and also executing their passing accurately and efficiently and attacking the right spaces.
Rest there. Willie, you've got to talk to Colo at that breakdown. Okay, or you go in and you ship it. Eden, you've got to listen to Philip. If he's coming on that line, you've either got to hit him or go behind the back. Change it over.
Working off line outs again repetition is key. As we see, we're still moving the ball across, picking to take the option to play the ball back down the short side to create a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 and an opportunity for your outside attackers to attack the outside defenders. As you can see, the ability to work in your triangles at the contact area to maintain quick, effective and clean ball is paramount. Whilst those 3 players are working, the other 4 players need to work off the ball just as hard on their realignment in order that they can then be effective when the ball is played back and they can hit on. Recognition of which space to hit onto is paramount for effective attacking patterns and manipulation of angles in order to exploit defenders that may be over chasing or maybe not quite getting there. As you can see in this instance, the ball is alive for at least a minute in play, which again puts the skills under duress, which is important. And when you have that opportunity, that change of angle to give you the opportunity on the outside, in this instance, it's crucial that you take full advantage of that.
Just look at that one. Actually, we saw some variation there, but now we need to make sure we execute the pull-out. What did you not do? Didn't come back. That one you'd have got away, would have shifted. Now, so great change of angle here. We sucked in the last defender. One less down. Final pass, if that pass goes to hand, Horace is away. Did you see the way that you manipulated them there? So you did everything right, but then there's two little bits that we just switched off on, and that hurt us. Not moving our feet there on the pull-out, and then not finishing it. Great change of angle here, Biko and, was it Oscar? 1G, great stuff. Come across, jab, jab. Put Horace on the outside, and we just, that last little bit, okay? But that was good. Some good stuff there. Great work on the first play off the line out. Again, happening in the right place to drag the defence where we needed to drag them. All right? So good stuff. Okay, remember that detail stuff. Then when we look about, reflect, think about how we can make this better. Didn't lose our shape. Like rugby, some things happen. We took a break down. We had to. The Fupi runner wasn't quite there. We win it, we shift away. Okay? That bit's good. But just think about the detail. So you might have heard me reference Fupi one or two times in my practices. That's me educating you on Swahili. That is the Swahili word for short runner. So if you hear Fupi, that's when I reference the lights and the use of a short runner.
As we can see, this is another variation on a line out where again, all 7 defenders are on their feet. So maybe we're looking to attack the outside channel, give our winger an opportunity one-on-one. If he realises he can't get round, it's about what you do off the ball to realignment, to manipulate the defenders on the other end of the pitch, and maybe give your winger down the other side of the pitch an opportunity for a one-on-one. When you recognise that line break, it's important that we have a positive contact, a quick play away to ensure that defences are unable to realign and organise themselves. As you can see in this instance, it's about continuity at the breakdown, effective decision making, and then being quick to realign off the ball to make a difference on it.
Let's go again! Where was my Fupi runner?
In this line-out example, again, it illustrates the importance of attacking patterns, but more importantly, the importance of the short runner or the Fupi runner, how he drags opposite defenders to a different area of the pitch for you then to attack a certain other area on the pitch. As you can see in this instance, it allows us to attack the outside channels, move the ball quickly, and try and work the defence. The importance of the man either side to maintain the triangle and ensure when you're required at the contact area is crucial. This understanding ensures continuity and will buy you the opportunity as and when it arises. In this instance, suddenly the space is there up the middle, the players recognise it and take full advantage.
And rest there. Just bring the contact level down 10-15%. Come on. I don't want tackles today. All right. That's better shape though. We're starting to find the space, lad. Great decision. Space up the middle, we take it. It's good. We're starting to manage our contact areas, but also we're looking to play to the space. Patrice, that's great work. And that is really great work coming back to be that inside option. It's exactly what we're after. Some real positives from there, okay? Because you've done a little bit of reload. You've kept him, you've sucked him in, you've played somewhere else, but you've also managed contact areas. And that's good, because we've got to get the balance right in our game. Sometimes we've got to use our power when we're in the space. Sometimes we've got to manipulate to make them think we're going to use our power to go somewhere else. And then you saw then, it was a clean line break up the middle. Why? Because the defence split because they thought one or two things was happening and then they left. We recognised where we needed to go. Did we have the support either side? Yeah. Who was on this side? Horace? Who was on the other side? Brilliant. Excellent. Good, good, good. Let's go, Greens.
In this line-out example, it sometimes illustrates when you can make a bad decision into a good decision. They make the play, pick the wrong decision, but because they buy into it and the triangle is quick in the contact area, it still maintains possession. It gives us the opportunity to split the field, attack the outside channel, and create a positive breakdown, and then move the ball quickly to another area of the pitch to attack. As you can see in this instance, then it's about recognising which space is the best space to hit, take advantage, commit to it, and then support off the ball in order to effect an effective line break.
Okay, Eden, on that first play, come on, play the right option, don't just play any option, all right? The play's there so you can pick the right hole.
In this particular line-out, we're trying to illustrate the importance of the short runner and recognising that when he's not followed by the defender, the ball player needs to play the ball and the short runner needs to expect the pass at all times. As we can see in this line out, again we're looking to attack the outside. And again, what's the importance of the short runner and how he drags the defenders across and just buys some hesitation in that defence to allow the end runner to play the ball away quickly, the quick shift of the ball to the other side of the pitch to affect a possibility of a 2-on-1 on the outside and create indecision in the defenders, which hopefully then the attackers can exploit. It's never perfect, and it's then about reacting to the space in front of you as that triangle. If a potential line break appears, you are able to take full advantage of it.
Mistakes happen, it's how we react to them. All right? You're not thinking, you're just being headless at these breakdowns. We're getting 4 people going in too many times. We're burning too many people at breakdowns because you're not talking and you're not communicating. You're better than that. I know you're better than that. You've got to relax, okay? You've got to relax when you're out in the field of battle. When you're out there, you're trying to train at intensity like you are, you've got to relax. You've got to be clear. You've got to remain calm, all right? You've got to see the problem in front of you. There's 3 people there and you're not needed. Do I go as a trail runner or do I slip in as first receiver? On the pull-out, on the high five, do I drop in behind as a safety valve? If not, I then come up and I'm first receiver. That's not happening. As you can see, some of these sessions can be frustrating because of the errors, but you've got to give the players the freedom to be creative and make those mistakes and then learn from them. Reflective learning from watching these sessions once they've been videoed is an important part of it because they can pick up their attacking shape, their depth, their compression, what they need to be doing, and then they can come back out and try and implement again. We've now got scrums. Remember what we're looking to do off scrums, whether we hit the middle or whether we hit wide. We run our 3-phase pattern, depending on where we hit, then we just play. That bit is looking good. When you get into the broken play, be it Levine's little half break, be it Humphrey's little dabber there, be it the change of pace up the middle, that bit's looking good. Well, am I taking the right space? That bit's great. So that bit's buzzing. But we've got to get the opportunity to get that bit in the first bit. Make sense? 20 minutes, Andrew, on scrum patterns.
As we know, scrums are different to line out. We can affect a straight line break because we've got 8 people in a very enclosed part of the pitch. So the 3 outside backs are responsible for winning that first breakdown if an effective line break isn't completed. It's then about working off the ball to then be effective on the ball for the remaining 4 or 5 players. This instance then, it may take 2 or 3 phases to give yourself the opportunity to try and affect another line break or give your outside players a one-on-one opportunity, recognising which space will be the best space to hit.
Can we be a little bit more precise in our D? Because at the moment we always seem to have more numbers than they do. Okay, let's make sure we drop to 1 knee. Scrum play is different to line outs because you've got 8 people in a space. Very, very tight area, which means that you've already got your space in place and you can play straight line breaks. You know, you can create a 2-on-2 with half the pitch. That's all that your outside players want, an opportunity to have a one-on-one with their opposite number. Very good example there, the devil is in the detail there. Andrew didn't get his depth, he didn't get his depth, his compression, opportunity gone.
Now with scrums, dependent on where they are on the pitch, depends on what you can do, and this is where you can be creative as coaches and players in order to come up with different attacking line break plays, dependent on where a scrum is and how you can manipulate the defence. The reality is once you have that opportunity with your outside backs, it's about the outside backs or the triangle operating efficiently to ensure that contact management is maintained and continuity continued. As you can see in this instance, the triangle's already in place, trying to create an opportunity and recognise as and when you have that opportunity, you commit to it, realising that sometimes it will come off, sometimes it won't, and then it's about how you react.
As with all scrum setups, it's all about manipulating the defence. So the 3 attacking backline players can manoeuvre, get their positioning, get their space in order to isolate defender 2 or defender 3, depending on where they want to attack. You need to try and make the defenders uncomfortable with the space around them. This again is where you can get your players to be creative, come up with 3-man plays, attacking plays, in order to cause problems. Why? Perfect setup play, beat them round the corner. Where are they going to work? They'll work on the inside, they won't work the outside channel. Lazy, that's what that was. Know your role off every breakdown. Robert, you should have been playing that away. Take it back, do it again.
In this scrum example, on the far left-hand side, it's about affecting the line break. If that's unsuccessful, you win the breakdown. It's about working harder than the opposition to give yourself an opportunity on the wraparound. As you can see, we then move the ball back the other side. It's again being accurate, recognising which space to hit, work the defence, change our angles, and then ensuring that you maintain that contact management to then move the ball quickly to the other side of the pitch to see if there is another opportunity. Now, as you can see here, the three that were in that original contact have now got to drop back quickly, because if we can win this ball efficiently and effectively, we can create an opportunity on the far side of the pitch, which we do in this instance.
Rest there, good. You worked them. Far, far better. On that first phase, Eden, if you're going to push them on that elbow, you've got to push them a bit earlier. Okay, but just that little bit of communication between you and Willie would have been perfect there. But that's a great example where you put them under duress, you've given him that one-on-one. Okay? But we had Davis on a one-on-one there, coming back on an inside shoulder, we'd stretched them, we'd hurt them. Because we did our role, we got it right off the first breakdown, and we worked harder far side. We do the simple things well, I'm telling you, we're going to hurt teams. Okay, then it's about making the right decision.
Whilst this is a scrum attack, the point this illustrates is about giving your individual player a one-on-one opportunity to make a difference. And that's what happens here. He recognises he has an opportunity, but the important thing then is the support lines and how quickly your boys react to that line break in order to try and make the most of it and score the try.
Oscar, we won't talk about that defensively. Well reacted, opens up for you. Eden, good stuff in the pocket. Great Foopy line, then all of a sudden something happens for us. You've just done 4 or 5 scrums. How's it gone? What's not gone well? What we're struggling with? What could we do better? Because that's where we're at, because it's never going to go 100% right because we're playing. But like I said, when we go in there and we're reflecting, are we getting our setups right? Okay, are we trying to manipulate the defence? Or have we just stood in the same place the whole time? Bottom line is, if we don't get our setups right, we can't manipulate the defenders, whether that's defender 2 or defender 3, which is what we're trying to manipulate off the scrum play. We're then trying to work harder than they do, whether that's far side or back against the grain. If they don't work as hard as us, we'll go there. If they match us, then we've got to space somewhere else. Okay, so if we get the setup right, we've got the option play. You then play whatever option is the right option. That's decision making. Then we play off it. And it's then what we do, but you've got to know your role, because the key is who's clearing and who's playing away off that first breakdown. We cannot afford not to get that 100% right. It's the little bits, if we get the little bits right, then all of a sudden, the freedom to make your right decisions, to get the mismatches you want, becomes there. But if we're slightly off, all of a sudden then, we start losing our rhythm, which is what they're trying to create, and then suddenly they're back in the game. We've also got to realise that if we've lost our rhythm, we can still get that back, because we've done that on a couple of occasions, by making sure that we communicate in and around the ball, which, as Levine's just talked about, those halfbacks, whoever it is, when we're in broken play. Well, we're seeing some good bits and some bad bits, but the reality is it's about getting our setups right. So we've talked about it's the little bits that are going wrong off that first phase, because the reality is the space is there to be exploited. Then it's about picking the right decisions and the right options. Sometimes you get that right, sometimes you get that wrong, but that's rugby. It's how you then react off that in order to get your shape and attack the right space. So we've talked there about getting the setups right and then knowing your role off that first breakdown. And the breakdown is failure, because we're looking for a line break to score, but if we don't, we need to be ready for that breakdown and who runs where. Then you create space, and then it's about picking the right decision. So very loose framework that we work to off scrums, but the reality is the space is already created by the scrum, the fact there's 8 people there. Then it's about manipulating defender 2 and 3 to give yourself an opportunity, and then it's there where we go off that. So very similar to rugby league kind of phase plays.
As we can see in this attacking scrum, we're trying to isolate the man on the outside and give our winger a one-on-one opportunity at his opposite number. He's ineffective in achieving the line break, but what we ensure is that we win the contact, maintain possession in order to have another opportunity on the other side of the pitch. Again, consistently trying to change angles, movement off the ball in order to then create a line break and indecision in the defence. Again, we had another breakdown. We moved the ball to the outside channel. There's a slight change of angle again to draw in the defenders, a quick breakdown with the defence retreating and the attack able to hit onto the ball accurately. Unfortunately, the pass was dropped in this instance.
Just remember, if you're first receiver, yeah, Unless that space is your space, you've got a bit of composure on that 1 step or 2 step. Did you come on hard there because you wanted the space? Okay, you sure?
Another centre field scrum with an attacking option off it, trying to manipulate the defence in order to then hit another part of the pitch, being creative off the ball to try and give your outside players a one-on-one opportunity. What this does in this instance is mean the defence has to retreat quickly because the attack won the breakdown effectively, allowing you an opportunity to play flat and fast through the opposition's defence and create a line break.
Good! And rest there. Great continuity. Good work of the trail runner on the inside.
Here's a very good illustration of a scrum attack of how things can go wrong. Basically, you can all best moves, can have the best plays in the world, but the reality is if you do not execute your pass and catch efficiently and accurately, then any move will break down and the defence will be able to take control.
What went wrong? On this first breakdown, we lost all momentum. Come on, back we go, do it again. Think about how you can manipulate these defenders.
As we can see off this attacking play, off this scrum, we're trying to change angles, look for effective offloads, at worst case, a positive breakdown. Now, in this instance, we have a small handling error. If we ignore that fact, and then we work at how we try to get back shape. Look at the inside trail runner here, creating indecision in the defence to buy an opportunity on the outside. The change of angle, the effective line break, the triangle in position to get a positive breakdown for allowed the ball to be moved quickly to the opposite side of the pitch to further stretch the defence. The importance here is watching the other 3 or 4 players work off the ball, an effective short runner, play away quickly, good depth, moving the ball to the outside channel to affect an opportunity on the outside attackers to exploit. Now look at the support play by the triangle on the inside by both players to effectively score the try.
Wonderful play over there.
As you can see in this replay, the key was the short runner, the foopy runner, which drew the defenders and caused the indecision, which then allowed the ball to be moved to the outside channel. It sucked in the opposition defence, allowing the opportunity for the attack to attack the outside defenders. The importance here is the change of angles by the player on the ball as well as the players off the ball. And as you can see, effective support play, ensuring that each ball carrier had at least 2 options in order to create the final pass in order to score the try.
Good boy. I thought you just over-egged it there. Well done. Right stuff. Good boy. That's great work down that short side and that breakdown. But you've got to make him believe he's got to pass you in. Okay? You've got to make him believe, because we've done really well. We reacted, we adapted. 2 of you came, which was brilliant, because only 1 of them, they didn't react, but you didn't make the man playing at the back believe he had to come to you. When you see it as that other person, a great decision that's been made, but the man that's going to be passing hasn't quite seen it, and you know you've got to help him, because he could have just turned, pushed, we'd have gone down there and we'd have line broken. Okay? So actually, we were far better off scrums. We started to work them, we created the line breaks, and it was some good stuff in there. Not perfect, as we know, but it's never going to be perfect when we're playing scrag, all right? It's always going to be a lot harder to affect those line breaks. We held the D back. I was wanting to do this, we'll defensive, we'll work on this afternoon, so we'll be a little bit more aggressive, more like we want to be. It's the attacking part this morning that we just need to focus on. We just looked on that video there. Like what we said, we talked about getting the setups right, manipulate that defenders 2 and 3 in the back line. Where we're looking to hit and where we're looking to go after. Because if we don't affect a line break to score there, it's what we do afterwards that will create the opportunity. And it's about working harder than them, either far side or this side. Okay, and then we go where they don't go. And then it's about how quickly we reload, we compress off that phase in order to give yourself the opportunity if we don't get it the second time. All right? But you've got to have a look when we reflect back on the video and say, well, are we doing that? Or are we doing that consistently? Or what are we consistently not doing which will make it accurate? For example, are we getting the compression when we need to? Are we executing that accurate pass at the right time? We did it perfectly, like Levine said on that last one. We worked it, we worked back. Oscar realised he wasn't going to get there. The right man was in position on the pocket. We played to Felix. He thought about it, he's pressed round, Andrew had the depth so we could hit him, then we could hit on. And then we created it down the other side. And that's becoming unpredictable then. Are we going to play down the outside channels with our power, or are we going to pull out because they overchase to play down to the space the other way? Or do we split them when we end up hitting the space up the middle? That's what we're trying to create here. That uncertainty so we can then unleash our power and our pace. We do that, then we can hurt people. Okay? Good work.